though, have been a really potent duo
I think
in the top lane.
Both teams, I think, going to be looking to show off a bit more consistency in this match, but we are into champion select for game number 1. Apex first ban Karma. Soraka actually the follow through there for Team Liquid, so 2 range support bans to start things off.
Also a little surprised to see Soraka banned against a special who almost exclusively plays melee supports. You know, this is the guy that's always picking Braum, always picking Alistar, sometimes even when, you know, Karma and stuff is open because he feels that he needs to play tanks for the team, and that really is his preferred playstyle. So this must be something that they're seeing in scrims or some sort of change from that, because definitely not a common ban against a special at all. You almost always see Braum and stuff.
Yep, this time it will be Trundle though for Apex's second ban. Team Liquid going to follow through there with Talia, so pretty popular mid laner. Starting to see a lot of bans in the last few weeks.
Yeah, it definitely has been, and I'm not sure we've really seen Keen play it, but this is kind of some insider info I feel like we're getting here as far as, you know, the special ban, the Keen ban, and stuff on the other side is much more kind of standard as far as what you'd expect from the pick ban phase. Karma, top tier support, has been played a ton by Matt. Lorlo is always doing really well on the Trundle. He has other champions too, you know, like the Irelia he's very, very well known for, and Malzahar has just been rising in priority non-stop, so makes a lot of sense. Taking Rek'Sai away from Shrimp, I think, is very intelligent. This is one of his favorite champions. I
like it. Dardoch, certainly a strong Rek'Sai player as well, but maybe feels like his pool's a little bit bigger. Moving through it here. Apex, they do first pick Sivir though. Been an awfully popular AD carry. Lots of teams starting to take it first now.
Yeah, and Apollo in that interview felt that he had to kind of carry here. So this is maybe, you know, giving the priority to him, getting him on this AD carry where he feels most comfortable, or feels that he can at least enable the team to get done what they want to do. And the interview was kind of funny for me. It's kind of like, oh, soul lanes are feeding, I gotta carry, but we'll see how it goes.
Damage control perhaps there as Team Liquid lock in Braum and Nidalee actually. Dardoch snapped the pick off right away, so clearly had something in mind after the Rek'Sai ban. And I do like the Braum pick away. We mentioned Xpecial's champion pool.
Exactly.
Been very heavy on the melees, so they get one here as well.
Yeah, and this is kind of the premier melee support right now, so taking that away from Xpecial is very good. Braum is already strong, is already relatively high priority as far as picks go, and you get that double bonus of taking it away. But Taric has been something which is rising in priority, and Taric is actually really good even into the melee matchups because you can constantly get those melee trades and use your passive procs to get the damage out and also lower your cooldowns. It's very important that you're matching up against melees, so nice pick here from Xpecial, I think.
I like the changes in general for Apex. Shen is not the pick we would normally associate with Ray, but it does feel like Apex are starting to play like more normalized, more standard League of Legends recently.
Yeah, and I think Taric enables Shen to do a lot of really good things. You're able to get that stun, and you can combo the stun with the taunt very easily, or you can even just stun out of a taunt. So it's a really nice CC chain. It makes Shen even that much more durable when you have the parry zone, you have the reduced damage you know, being blocked from the W, you have heals, and you have the invulnerability ultimate. So they're looking to set up this composition where they can run in with Sivir ulti, you know, perhaps combo this with a hard engaged jungler. You pop the Taric ult, you dive in, you force them to take a fight during that time, and I think it's a pretty intelligent draft so far.
Well, on the other side for Team Liquid, very standard stuff for them. Ashe for Fabi and Vladimir for Phoenix, picking their own champions there as well. We've seen a ton of this from TL time and time again, but it's been working for them, so kind of why not here in game 1?
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is just always doing well on Vladimir. It seems like one of his premier champions, and it's something that gets through pick and ban more and more these days because the champion is a little bit weaker than it had been before. And this is really smart. See, so you pair the Shen, you pair the Taric with hard engage. You want to be able to guarantee a fight when you do drop that Taric ultimate. The best way to do that is hard engage. You have the Hecarim flying in with the ultimate from Shrimp. You have Ray ulting in on him as well, and then you're dropping the Taric ultimate, so you're committing fully to a fight with that invulnerability, and I think it's a really smart plan, and I think that this composition is very dangerous for TL to deal with, especially for someone like Nidalee, who is not an exceptional team fighter, who wants to poke, who wants to heal up, and kind of get the advantages that way. So TL is going to have to be very careful about how they engage and disengage here, especially with a champion like Ashe, who does not have a lot of mobility.
Well, so the last pick is for Team Liquid. Love the Cassio there for Keen as well. Certainly a champion he's shown up on multiple times. Late in our pick, though. Thought about Gangplank for a second. He's been creeping back into the top lane, particularly versus Shen, but Lola's going to go with Nara instead.
I think that while Gangplank is the better 1v1 matchup, you do need to have some team fight power here. You need to have someone who can really kind of get in the mix and help to disengage, help to peel, and help to soak up some of that damage, and that's not really what Gangplank does. So had they not drafted such hard engage, we may have seen the Gangplank for that counter pick, but I think Gnar makes a lot of sense here. You have Gnar who's kind of able to soak up a lot of the damage. You have Phoenix who can kind of go frontline and be disruptive, and Matt to disengage there as well. And they need to kind of do a good job of keeping Dardoch and Fabi safe in that backline.
Well, TL, seems like they've got picks they really want here, but I love the draft from Apex, to be honest. I feel like they've really thought about, how they've been playing, where their points of strength are, but also kind of what they can do given how the landscape has changed for League. And this is a comp that on paper looks very, very good. As always with Apex, the question will be, we know you have the talent, you clearly have the picks. Can they execute here in game number 1? Because that's been their biggest weakness, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not a game where Ray just takes off and just solo carries the game, right? This is a game where you have to execute as a team. You have to have proper engages. You have to do well. And also, honestly, Shrimp is going to have to stay safe in the early game. Playing the Hecarim against Nidalee, sure, it's going to be fantastic in teamfights later, but that's only if you don't get blasted in the first couple minutes.
Well, you got to be careful there. But don't forget to join us on social media for a chat about this game. Contribute to the fan vote and tell us who you think will win using the hashtag APXWin or the hashtag TLWinning or tally of votes as we move through the series. Game 1, though, is about to be upon us. Liquid on the hunt to secure third between two very hungry teams in C9 and CLG. Apex, a miracle perhaps, could push them into the final playoff spot, but they are required to do the legwork here, and that does require beating TL.
Yeah, no kidding, and that's going to be no easy task for anyone these days. TL has looked really good, but Apex definitely struggling in that second half. Team's kind of warming up to the fact that they put so much priority on top lane and they play around Ray so specifically, and as teams started to deny them Rift Heralds and started to contest them in these lanes and get counter picks of their own, it made it a lot harder for Ray. So
we'll see if a change of champion merits a change in perhaps philosophy as well. I expect him to still be pretty aggressive, but Doran Shield Shen is not usually how Mr. Ray starts his things off in the top lane. Looks like everyone's fanning out though. It's just a few wards down in the river, so not too much vision being gifted either way. And by the looks of things, we are going to get standard lanes, at least as the layout currently looks. Phoenix just bopping back and forth in that brush, but nice word from Apex to spot him. Looks like no one's really interested in moving too much, although as I say that, Xpecial's already halfway across the map moving towards the top lane.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying to opt into this swap and try to dodge the 2v2 lane, I guess. And maybe it's just even kind of about keeping the Gnar down versus the Shen, that sort of thing. It's hard to know exactly what these teams are thinking with the lane swaps. When it is line and scrimmage lane swaps, it is pretty much just a guess, and that can mean that they're assuming the other team is lane swapping and trying to match it, or just trying to dodge it. So either way, it's hard to tell exactly what is going on. But speaking a little bit about the mid lane, I like to see Keen taking that cleanse. I think it is, although it's obviously a lot worse in the lane, it's not really a help you against Vladimir. You have to respect the fact that Fabi is going to make these rotations mid and is going to be shooting arrows at you. And we've seen teams not do that to their own dismay, as people like GBM have played into these matchups, taken Ignite, tried to go for the bully lane, and then just basically died to non-stop Ash roams as you get higher levels. So it's something you really got to be careful of. And Ray going to take some damage.
Yeah, bad start there. Does get tagged by the passive, but Matt does get the stun down, actually. Doesn't quite dance around the turret radius as Ray gets some health back from Grasp of the Undying, trying the best he can to soak up some XP, but it's a little rough right now, but has about halfway through to level 2, but probably isn't going to stay for too much longer.
Yeah, we'll see if he does. I mean, if the TP comes in, he has to be getting out of there, right? And he's doesn't have taunt leveled, so he is getting nervous about that. The fact of the matter is TP's going to come in, so he would have had to get out of there. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get any CS. He is a melee character, unlike the Gnar, who was able to kind of pick up a couple there. So
good little pivot there from Matt trying to find him, but Ray does TP his way out safely. Apollo already soaked up some damage to try and get this push going, and we saw a red side invade from Team Liquid as Matt tried to get some vision down, but that's where Apex started. So kind of getting some benefits from this blind swap, able to take jungle that maybe otherwise they wouldn't have, but Dardoch pretty quick through the jungle. Anyway, looks like they'll just split farm.
Dardoch's already done a 6-camp clear. He already did his entire side of the map, so he is power farming and doing quite well at it. And the nice thing for him is he actually doesn't really have to base. He doesn't really have to ever slow down on that Nidalee. You can essentially just kind of go forever, and both teams will be taking down this turret. We'll see if they pass over solo gold, as is the norm. Lorlo going to be gifted that, and it looks like Ray just getting a little bit of a helping hand from Apollo, but we'll be able to get the solo gold.
Yep, teams just have to make sure that turret is going to fall, but Ray going to deny what CS he can. Apex a little slower to take down the turret, but within about 5 seconds of each other, so not a huge loss in momentum at all. Lolo going to trim back what he can here as far as creeps go. Ray's going to do the same, and by the looks of things, we are going to swap back and just, take the safe gold here and knock down the rest of the outer turrets in the side lanes.
Yeah. Should be that 2-for-2 trade. That is what's standard. Sometimes teams do elect to try to defend that. We also are seeing, honestly, some of the top teams, like when you look at teams like TSM and stuff, they're electing to stay on the bot side because they have such a good bot lane. They're fine playing that duo. And then as a result, they often get the dragon very early here too. And something like that Mountain Drake can be very useful. And
yeah, Keen actually tried to cleanse off the red buff slow there. Now forced to flash, but Matt's going to die for it. Auto's in, Special trying to save them. Phoenix forced to pull out of the way. They're stunned. He's going to land onto Matt, but Keen's going to get a bit more damage through Dardoch now. Leaping back in, but he gets exhausted. He might have been baited. Dardoch taking so much damage, but Phoenix now going to dodge his way back in. Shrimp's here to try and defend, but he eats a spear.
Fox a ghost. He's going to try to go for the first blood.
He's looking for it, but can't get it.
Wow. Very close exchange there. I actually think that Dardoch could have maybe kind of flashed in and executed Keen because he had already used his flash when he did tag him with that spear, but obviously a little bit nervous about the exhaust from Special, and perhaps rightfully so. Either way, a lot of summoners kind of traded back and forth here. I do think it's advantage TL as both summoners are blown on Keen and neither was used by Phoenix.
Yeah, Keen's going to be a very easy gank now for the next few minutes, but
yeah,
looks like he might be a little safer. Goes back, gets his tier, returns to lane, and Team Liquid just going to start that top lane turret. APX have already started their push onto the bottom side, so if King plays safe and maybe wards effectively, as I say that, actually Ray moves in to clear out a pink ward for him, so good little defense there from the top laner. Wanted to make sure Keen stays alive through a tricky few minutes.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit scary. That said, Shrimp is off to a good start, and the fact that although Dardoch is power farming, Shrimp has been as well, and Dardoch has not been able to get any early advantage or really kind of bully around this Hecarim, and the early levels are kind of your weaker point, so to speak.
Well, that team's just continuing to push down turrets. Dardoch in the meantime will just take all of this free time and farm up his jungle. Pretty even on CS right now. You can see the early Tracker's Knife for Dardoch, valuing some early vision, but a quick sheen there for Shrimp is quite aggressive. See if he can maybe find his way into other lanes and get some damage done.
The CDR is going to be nice early. One thing that we see very often as kind of a first buy on Hecarims is honestly just like Lucidity boots or tier 2 boots in general. That is becoming more and more the norm. This is a little bit more of an oddball build, but I do like it. I think it is very aggressive, to your point. But grabbing the CDR, the early mana is quite nice here too. And as he hits level 6, he's going to have a lot of bursts. That Sheen proc actually adds a lot of damage.
Yeah, not too far away. Going to go back into his left side of the jungle and try and get some camps down. Looks like Lolo's already got a shop in. Ray's still sitting on the early Doran shield, so soaking what he can. Lolo going for the early fade as Apollo actually returns to collect the farm here. So Ray might be stranded in a 1v2 for a little while longer, but looks like they're going to give that early farm to Apollo instead, who is kind of stacking that coal. So is Fabi, to be fair. As Phoenix finds his way back in mid lane with the Spectre's card. It's going to TP straight back there.
Yeah, he wants to continue the lane advantage that he's already had, but you can see Shrimp is looking to wrap around here and perhaps get something done. We'll at least try to take away some camps and perhaps trade for red. You may know that Dardoch is down already doing that, but Phoenix is creating a pretty big advantage for himself. And yes, that is partly because of the summoners being blown. Keen has to play more safely, but this is like essentially a 20 CS advantage, and this lane just kind of gets more and more rough as Vladimir picks up all this MR.
Yeah, if King can get the lane into a good spot. Special is actually looking mid lane as well, and Shrimp did hit 6 of taking Team Liquid's Raptor camp. As it looks like though, teams are going to try and pressure tier 2s instead, but Phoenix just going straight back in for it. Kane going to get a bit of health back there from the Twin Fang, but has to respect the power of Vladimir.
Yeah, you do have to respect those empowered Qs. That's essentially what you need to dodge during the laning phase, and Riot being nice and friendly gives you a little bar that tells you when it's going to come up, so you got to run away. And if you don't, you will be punished. Shrimp is 6 now, but he is also and will probably hand off this blue buff then base and can look to try to make something happen after that. And that first ultimate can sometimes be so key. Just getting yourself rolling, really starting to get those leads. And a perfect example is the 2 games that we had on Hecarim from Nori yesterday, right? We have the first game, he's 13-0-12, he gets snowballing, he's doing so much. The second game, he really wasn't able to accomplish anything in the early game. And then when you're going Triforce first, and you don't have a massive income as a jungler, by the time you complete that, you're very squishy. You dive back line, you can just die.
Ooh, Special, good flash. Fabi almost snipes him out from the jungle. Being very active here for Team Liquid, actually straight onto this Mountain Drake. Apex not really in position, Shrimp busy in base, so This will be no contest for the Drake. You have to think Team Liquid going to pick up their first major monster.
Oh, they reset it though.
Unlucky.
Pretty big mistake, honestly, as that would have been a free dragon. Okay, just comes right out, so still. Yeah, they're going to back off.
Not safe.
Yeah, that's a pretty big mistake, honestly, because they knew Shrimp was on the top side of the map, and then they kind of are assuming that he maybe based. It would have been free, but they do make an error, and that may actually gift it over to APX, who did just see their opponent's base, and they could have gone for it, but electing not to just yet.
Yeah, happy to consolidate back, sort of take their farm. Ray, again, is kind of moving back between these lanes. Still behind LCS to Lolo, but not too far down. It's interesting to see how much farm Apollo is being gifted in these early stages here for Apex. Shrimp even warding around this side as well. Maybe even lines up a gank onto Fabi if you can find an angle for that ultimate. Yeah,
it will be hard as they had the ward over the side. They knew someone was there. Even some protection gifted over by Dardoch, who smited the wolves to give that wolf spirit over. So they are going to spot this being started up. Dardoch's on the top side. Does he come down? Yep. Looks like he wants to contest this. So Dardoch quickly making his way over, but has to get past Keen first. And looks like he's thinking better of it.
Yeah, Phoenix based as well, so not quite the position for it.
So they're going to try to dive Ray, essentially. That's going to be the counterplay. And Ray needs to know this. If there's no contest for this, you got to expect this to be coming, and here it is.
Lola kind of giving it away, perhaps, but Ray going to cut his way out. Needs to dodge the boomerang. Does do so. Great flash! Gets himself out from under all of the spears.
He does dodge it, but now the wave is pushing in. He's going to need support on this side if he does want to collect the farm, and that will be important. Look at how big this wave is. Does not want to lose this XP, and yeah, this is the bot lane duo is coming up to support him, so they will be able to collect a lot of his farm. Well done by Ray. Has to blow his flash. Probably could have backed off a little bit earlier, honestly, and saved that summoner, but still playing it pretty well.
Still getting dove. There's ulti in. Ray going to get taken down, and first blood goes to Dardoch.
Ooh, unlucky.
That's rough.
As Ray just kind of walked up a little bit too far, gets ulted in. Yeah, a couple pretty big mistakes there from Ray, honestly. And the bot lane duo was heading up to support him, but as they had kind of backed off, they assumed he was safe. So Xpecial wasn't there, neither was Apollo, and gonna be first blood for Liquid as they actually have a pretty sizable gold lead this early on.
Nice little play, and you can see 2,000 gold up when the towers are even is a huge lead as well. Watch this one again. Ray just wanted the CS a little too badly.
Yeah, and they actually know the Nidalee is there. You can see there's actually pings in the jungle, but a nice play from Lorlo and Dardoch, and stuck around, nailing the Gnar ulti. And actually, yeah, almost 2,000 gold lead is ridiculous when it's only 11 minutes in and there's only one kill.
Yep, it's just that one kill. Apex do have a Mountain Drake, which isn't reflected in the gold total, but is something they do have for themselves. Matt level 4, face checks a level 7 Hecarim. Thinks better of him, walks back to mid lane. Keen now, the next target. Dardoch gonna miss that first spear, and King gonna lock them down in the miasma, but Team Liquid know better than to chase.
Yeah, and Fabi's looking here once again. This is something Liquid loves to do. Here's the rotation.
Hits him, cleanse off. Keen gonna keep running out, but you know what? 90 seconds in, and Fabi can just do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And if Keen did not have that summoner, he's actually just 100% dead right there. So intelligent summoner usage. And this may be Ray getting chased down.
Ray actually trying to ulti out, does do so. Gives Keen a little shield, but forced to burn the cooldown instantly as Lolo flashes on him.
Yeah, smart reaction there. He knew that Nidalee was going to be coming over. He was 100% dead had he not gotten out. So yes, he has to blow the ulti. That sucks, but it's a lot better than dying.
Yep, doesn't burn the TP either, so holds the longer cooldown for himself. Good awareness there from Ray. Is Xpecial and Apollo going to continue shoving waves back in. You can see Apollo does have a CS lead here, kind of, as Fabi's going to even things up a bit, but it's interesting to me how much Ray is sacrificing for the rest of his team this time around, where it's normally the other way around.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I don't even know that it was particularly intentional. It's just that the way that the game has gone, they have not kind of helped Ray in his vulnerable times, and he gets dove, and now the wave is being frozen against him on a Gnar that has a frozen mallet already, and you don't even have your Sunfire. So this is pretty brutal. Mid lane is going horrible for Apex, top lane is going horrible, and when both solo lanes are getting smashed, it's kind of actually what Apollo said might happen. So Apollo is going to have to put on the carry pants.
Well, we'll see if he can pull them straight up and high as Team Liquid continuing to play aggressive. Xpecial and Apollo going to find Dardoch, but just throws out a spear. Gets himself a Runic Echo's proc as Shrimp will just make sure King gets this buff. Shrimp pretty strong, building up towards that Trinity Force, but hasn't been able to move into a lane yet and really get a gank off. So he's just been busy farming.
That's the thing, and it always does feel a little bit like wasted opportunity when you're playing characters like Hecarim and Shen and you're not being proactive with your ultimates. And you need to look to make plays to try to snowball the game, and they have not done that. And Shrimp's
Darduk's going in.
Far forward.
Yeah, wants it. Darduk gets aggressed on again, but ulti not gonna get it. Cosmic Radiance barely keeps him invulnerable. Shrimp gonna have to get escorted out. Apollo burns the ulti as
It's
well.
a frozen mallet. They're gonna get chased down. They can't actually get the slows. TP coming in.
Yeah, this might be enough to save it. Actually, as the Boomerang Blade's gonna move down, Ray gets tagged by a great Winter's Bite from Matt. Apollo's eating spears on the way out, and Apex just cannot chase.
And look at the bot lane. All this time, Fabi is having free time in the bot lane. Even Keen had to come up top to try to save his team because they would have been run down by that frozen mallet. So it gives free time to Phoenix, free time to the Ashe, and Ashe is now going to be able to shove this huge wave into the turret, deny all that CS in the bot lane. It's a big win for TL just to not die.
Yep, really well played there, and continuing to get that gold lead further and further ahead. Ray now going to move back down and try and get some of the CS that's been denied on the turret, but it's not too much that he can pick up here. He's still 40 CS down on Lolo.
Yeah.
Gonna have to keep playing catch up here.
I really do feel like by the time Shen ulti is up, they essentially have to make a play immediately. And if you're not able to get anything done with Shen ulti and the next Hecarim ulti, the game is potentially going to start slipping away from them because these advantages are not slowing down. They're just expanding and expanding, and they need to get proactive, try to use some ultimates, make some plays. And if it's not going to be that, it's essentially go full on turtle mode and hope for 40-minute Cassiopeia and Sivir, which you don't want to do at this point.
No, certainly not. I mean, there's a Drake up in a minute, so that might be the next point where Apex can make a play. Shrimp has also completed his Trinity Force.
That's big.
So he does have that power spike there, but like you mentioned, Apex still need to do something with the items that they're getting. TL continuing to just push vision deeper and deeper into this side of the jungle as they get good wards and clear some out around Apex's red buff.
Yeah. And Apex, don't get me wrong, they're not really much behind at all at this point.
Phoenix gets stunned, grounded again, can't go into pull, now can. And just a little too tanky with the Spirit Visage there for Phoenix.
Yeah, no panic at all, doesn't even drop the pool, knows he's going to be fine and will sustain right back up. But yeah, they just need to be proactive and try to stem the bleeding a little bit here, try to make some plays of their own because Sunfire is done now on the Shen. We have Shen ulti available, we have Hecarim ulti available. I want to see them look for that play. They may want to wait on Xpecial's ult because that's almost up too, and then they'll have all their playmaking abilities right for this dragon spawn, and this could be a really good time for them to fight. I think they need to look for it.
Well, we'll see if they do. Team Liquid first around the area to clear out that Scuttle Crab, and again, they have all that vision they just put down. Apex sort of busy clearing it out. Team Liquid just going to wait. Apollo kind of feels the spear whistle by, and Team Liquid are going to start this Drake. Apex, are you starting something here?
I think they want to. Shen is going to be basing up. He does have his ultimate. Will be ready to join in. They're looking to set this up.
There's Shrimp.
Here we go.
Surf him in. Shrimp can look for the light. Finds a big ulti. Burns onto two. Now Matt locked up there on the front line. He flashes out of the way. Shrimp not tanking enough, but that ulti might be enough. No, not there in time. Xpecial mistimes, and Team Liquid now going to try and take them out. Keen looking to flank onto Darduk, but Ray forced to flash out of the way as the rest of Team Liquid have cut Apex off right down the middle.
And Xpecial, where was he? I mean, it was Sivir and Hecarim flanking him by themselves. Xpecial was behind the Dragon Pit. If he had ulted as Hecarim goes in, that could have been a much different fight. Unfortunately, not only does it not land in time, he has to blow his flash to get there. So, pretty brutal. TL takes a nice victory. They get the Dragon, and they get the teamfight win.
They're just continuing to find themselves with a lead that is just slowly growing here as we watch this again. The idea was right.
Yeah, but look at Xpecial. He's so far behind this team, and either he needs to be up with them or they need to wait. He tries to flash forward and land that ult onto Shrimp, but Shrimp is already retreating, and it was no real chance because the initiation, essentially, all the damage was blown on Matt, which was never really going to be that ideal target. They do try to flex a little muscle, use that combo, but unfortunately cannot find the fight they were looking for, and it's a 3,000 gold lead for TL at 17 minutes.
Yep, they've even the Drake's up as well as Lolo continues to run rampant in this top lane.
Yeah.
He's going for that Black Cleaver build as well. He's got two long swords. He doesn't need to leave. He can continue to bully this Shen, especially with Darduk in his back pocket. Even Matt's actually over this side as well. TL knowing that the Drake is down, are going to continue playing to top side. And
Shrimp doesn't know they're up here. Shrimp, okay, he does see Braum now, so he will back off. But they're going to be looking for this dive, and will they be able to execute?
They're going in for it. Lolo already starts things off in Mega Gnar. But Big Wave going to push in. Ray's going to lose probably a bunch of CS here, and maybe even the turret. Shrimp is here to try and clear things out. But enough to save the turret this time. Team Liquid don't overcommit there to that potential dive.
And the next target will be blue here for TL. Darduk up 2 levels. That is huge here in this jungle priority, and they're trying to force fights. He does get it. They're looking for the initiation.
Grim, big ulti finds Bevy and Mac. Huge win from Keen as well. They combo it in an Apex. They find the miracle team fight. A 4-0 win.
Ray comes up huge with a big taunt on 2 in the backline. It looked like there. Keen is able to pile in. Shrimp nails the ultimate. That was a massive team fight victory for Apex. Exactly what they needed to let this game, stay close, not fall too far behind.
And look at that gold lead, pretty much even right back up. TL only 600 gold ahead. They'll get the Rift Herald for Ray as well, which will help immensely in his 1v1. And they might even kill Phoenix or knock down the mid turret. Phoenix forced to burst straight in the pool. Apex looking to take this down, and Team Liquid, huge misstep there going for that blue.
Yeah, they get a little too aggressive and not respecting the power of that engage onto champions like the Nidalee and the Ashe. And if you don't respect, you can get burned. Phoenix going forward.
Yeah, he knows the ball's used the spell shield. Heals in though, Cosmic Radiance down as well. Hemo play!
Oh!
Barely not enough to get the kill. And Phoenix not
30
rewarded
HP.
for his aggression.
30 HP, that's close.
Correct. It's very close. It's Keen kind of waved.
Oh,
cleanses off. Well played there from Keen. Fast fingers, but Team Liquid trying to counter push down this turret. Apex, I think they just have to give it up, and they will.
Well, Shen ulti is available. They could try to do something if they want. Cassiopeia just about has her ultimate too here.
The ulti in. He actually lands a 5-man ulti from Keen. Now Ray's here as he takes up Matt on the other side. Ray going to keep looking forward, but they can't get any more kills.
So they don't get it. They do get the 1 kill, still traded for a turret, so advantage goes to TL. But it's definitely hard-fought ground there. And here, let's watch this once again. It's Shen coming around the backside, and look at this. Right as he goes, nails a 2-man taunt there. It's followed up by the stun from Tarek. Keen piling in on the side. Hecarim Fear lands on a bunch of them, and it's just basically the perfect wombo combo, layering that CC so well, and that's exactly the kind of initiation you want.
Well, we'll see if they can keep it up, because the turrets are even. Apex are now up in kills and officially up in gold. We have another Mountain Drake spawning in a few minutes' time. Baron is alive, but probably not being looked at for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And Apex have now proven this is what the comp that we drafted can do. Team Liquid now going to be significantly more cognizant of that combo. We'll see if they can prevent that from happening, or if Apex can continue forcing those engages.
Yeah, Apex is going to want to continue to make this happen over and over and over, because what TL wants to do is get Lorelo in the 1v1 against Ray, allow him to kind of abuse that matchup, put him in these extended lanes and allow him to chase him down. But what Apex has to do is just initiate, right? They just have to start fights over and over and over, catch out the Ashe, catch out the Nidalee, and burst down these targets, and that's how you'll get your advantages.
Well, Drake in a minute 40, so potential next point of contention is on the way relatively soon.
That's another mountain.
Everyone loves Mountain Drake.
Everybody loves Mountain Drakes. Those things are bomb, especially in close games. It's actually statistically by far the best dragon moving towards late game in a game that is close, aka less than a 5,000 gold lead, which is this game, because it allows you to rush down Baron, allows you to take down turrets and get those advantageous trades, secure objectives, which is usually how you blow open games.
Certainly is. So we'll see if the teams are there with your way of thinking and to look for another fight. Apex certainly feel confident after the last engage went so well for them, but you can tell they're still playing back a bit, trying to safely take their farm. Phoenix also has teleports, who's actually split pushing the other side lane here. Team Liquid have great 3-lane pressure, and Apollo has to respect the 2-item level 13 Vladimir.
No kidding. Plus, it's double TP for TL, so they can do this 1-3-1, right? They can set up advantageous lanes, and if Shen builds heavily to try to deal with Lorelo, then they can put Phoenix matching up against him, because it's different types of damage. And they're going for the initiation.
They want it. They go for Fabi, but they don't get it. Stunning onto Matt, though. Matt with a huge ultimate, but it's not enough to save his life.
No way to get out of that, as Fabi even has to blow the flash. Down goes Matt. What can they pick up off the back of this, though? Because there's pressure in both the side lanes here. Lorelo looking to take down that inner tier 2 and then go straight for the inhibs. They're pinging on the inhib turrets. They don't want to stop, and who's going to blink first?
Yeah, Dardock's there as well, so 2-man push from TL in top lane. Could turn into a 3 if Phoenix he already used his teleport. Can't actually go over there.
Apex is still going. This is a bit of a base race here. We're going to see, not the game being finished, but inhibitors could be traded very heavily. It's only Ray there to defend, and I don't think he can hold in 1v2.
I don't think he can either, but he's going to try mid inhib. Going to get cracked here for Apex, but top inhib looks dead here.
Yeah.
As TL are able to take it down. Ray just can't find a line in, so we'll trade inhibitors.
And bottom tier 2, so another turret there taken by TL. They lose the fight, but they get more turrets and trade inhib.
Well, interesting play there. 5 turrets to 6 now as Team Liquid find themselves
They're
up.
looking for the collapse. You can see Nidalee and Gnar coming in.
Ooh, ulti misses there from Fabi, but Apex looking back in onto map. Perhaps Apollo trying to turn things around, but Lolo's got a good line as well. Fabi actually getting caught up by Shrimp. Cosmic Radiance pop by Special, but he's going to get stunned up now, invulnerable, as it's 2v4 on the other side of that fight. Stun doesn't quite bend around the right way as Fiend is going to dive his straight way back in with a Proto Belt. Now maybe caught out, gets himself exhausted and pops down the Hemo Plague. Really tense fight, but Phoenix flashes forward. He tries to assassinate Special, but he can't get it done. Ray now stunned in the front lines, but he's able to escape safely, and somehow nobody's dead.
What a tense fight as neither team able to get the exact initiation they want. Apex has to back off, and that's where TL's team is going to succeed. If they can absorb the initiation, survive, and then kite you out, poke you down as you try to escape. TL was not able to get any kills on the back end of that, but still, a good job and great shot calling, honestly, to not back off and to get that advantageous trade. And they have vision control around Baron. They can start to threaten. You remember, even just the one Mountain Drake is going to make this a lot faster. Second one live on the map.
We'll see if either team wants to go for those big objectives. Team Liquid, though, especially with top lane inhib down for Apex, should have a good line to that Baron pit. Team Liquid continuing to apply pressure to this left-hand side. Special, is clearing out some vision where he can. Gonna be helped up by Shrimp as I'll see what they can clear out here. Getting it 2 pink wards for 1 here as Team Liquid are forced out from that side of the map, but that will give them potential control of the Drake area. So TR are moving to maybe try and take that second mountain for themselves.
Yeah. The Shen ulti is available for Ray, though, but it does not look like they're in position at all here. And it seems like it's just going to be basically free Dragon here for TL. All Apex is really getting is clearing out a little bit of vision on the Baron, and not a great trade for them. At the same time, Apollo looking pretty strong, 203. It's even about in CS, and Keen has a lot of kills as well, 204. He's doing great in that regard. Is down quite a lot as far as farm goes, but the kills are starting to even that out, and Apex actually starting up the Baron.
Pretty aggressive, but they kind of know that TL doesn't have any vision right now. They're burning it down relatively quickly. Matt's gonna attack it, but Dardoch's not there. Now Matt puts a ward in and realizes it's too late. Apex do take the Baron.
And they rush it, so the vision trade there for that Dragon actually pays off big time as Dardoch just goes to take his Grump. No one's over to check, and Apex, it's a long con. They give up the Drake, but they get the Baron in the long run. Great job by them.
Really good looking stuff, and I'll see if Apex can do real damage with the Baron buff. Apollo, they're going to be on wave clear duty here in that top lane. Should be able to crash down the supers pretty quickly. Actually went for a fast Infinity Edge here.
That's what I was going to say. Is no attack speed multiplier here is a bit of a weird build. You would expect to kind of see Shiv second, or sometimes even just kind of like BF into a Shiv, that kind of build. But going for the Essence Speed, we're going to pick up the IE. And when he does hit that third item, it's going to be mighty powerful for this Sivir. Already having that IE, but just doesn't really have a lot of crit at this point.
Yeah, feels like he just wants maybe power now, because he realizes that a fight is brewing with the Baron buff ready. Fabi, of course, with his Runin, so both AD carries in a pretty similar spot at this stage. Ray gets himself the red buff, now going to move back down and see if he can't start some sort of split push pressure. Apex have Baron and a Shen.
Yeah.
So should be able to get some stuff done here. In fact, they're pretty much forcing the super minions back towards TL's side of the map with 4 members strong pushing.
It's really hard to actually clear out these super minions this early in the game. They just have so much HP, they're so tanky, and it means they're going to have to sacrifice at least the outer here. You can see that they were trying to set up a kill on Ray on the bot side, but he is kind of wise to the tricks. He's playing it safe. Apex pushing aggressively forward, are looking for this inhib turret.
Nice miasma kind of zones them away. TL actually need to move into defend it. Tower gets shrunk massively. Baron empowered minion still going at it. Dardoch gives it a spear, and Team Liquid will clear it back out, but Ray can join at any time here, and pressure will still be sending mid as well.
Yeah, there's no rush for Apex because they have the mid wave pushing in. They have their Shen split pushing.
What'd you say? There's no rush. They're going to go in for it. They actually get Phoenix Strip. Huge ulti on the backside, but they're going to move it back in. Cosmic Radiance pop by Special as Apex going to look to re-engage. They break the tower, but they get no kills, and now Lolo looking in for an awfully big Gnar ultimate flash. Not quite back up just yet, and Apex disengaged successfully.
This is dicey for Apex. They wanted to make the dive and potentially close things out. Could have actually just waited for Ray to push in bot side and probably been gifted a free outer with that Baron buff. Instead, they make the risky call. Does not really pay off. They do get some flashes, though, and if you look across at Apex, they did not blow Summoner, so that is a big advantage, knowing that Fabi will not have flash for the next fight. Dardoch will not have flash for the next fight. Essentially means Ray can go for something like a taunt flash, and if you connect on that guy, he should be dead.
Yep, you can see inhibs have respawned now as well, so map sort of back to parity. as Apollo moves back down with a little bit of Baron buff left. Going to clear out these waves as best he can. APX likely do not have enough time, though, to make another Baron-empowered push. So 2,000 gold is pretty much the lead they have now. It's actually getting closer to 3, as the overall gold swing's been very nice for them, but map's going to get reset a bit here. APX still in a good position, but Liquid going to be pretty close to even once this map sort of resets itself for the final time.
They are pretty close to even as far as gold goes, but it's 2 inhibitor turrets down. You know, one fight could be catastrophic for TL, and they do have the weaker 5v5. To be quite honest, I just think that Nidalee does not add nearly as much in these straight-up 5v5 engagements as the Hecarim. And you know, the Gnar is building for the split push. This is not a tanky Gnar. If you have this guy diving in there and Apollo and Keen are able to free fire him, he's going to die so fast. He's built for a 1v1 against Shen, not to be a team fight tank.
Yeah, and Baron finally drops off, but APX do actually get a bit of additional value. Shrimp kind of looking for the wraparound there, but doesn't go for it. Ray does not have his ultimate yet, but he's actually getting pressure onto the inhib turret, and TL, I think, just have to give this up. They'll walk away from it. Phoenix, he doesn't want to, but he kind of has to.
Way too much pressure as they are pushing waves in on all sides, and this is definitely risky. You have to pick where you're going to make your stand. It just should not be that outer turret. So the gold lead extends. Apex looking great, have fantastic scaling, and with the position that they've put themselves in, it's looking excellent. I mean, TL have just not been able to exploit any of their advantages in side lanes.
It's just that one big fight that really turned it all around, and Apex have played very controlled, I will say. Even in that situation, looking to kind of maniacally dive the top lane, you know, they don't get it, they pull away, they take the turret, and then continue just taking objectives.
And as far as the crazy dives, that's one of the areas that Taric succeeds, right? Because you can actually dictate the fight. You go for the hard engage, you have the immunity coming down, so as long as you don't get way too far up there where you can't retreat, it's not super risky. So we will see if they can find anyone out here on the side lanes. Phoenix has been farming like a beast and is up a lot in that regard, but has no kills.
Shrimp. Smites away the Grump.
That was like the evil Kobe laugh.
This is funny to me. Yeah. Just walks up slowly, takes the buff. Doesn't get the blue, unfortunately. Dark will retain control of that one.
Cue up the cavalry music.
I mean, it's a pretty big Hecarim at this point. Yeah. Shrimp's starting to get tankier as well. See just how aggressive they've been willing to be when they find the right engage. Dardoch, though, now with double buffs. No, Fabi going to get the red buff. Maybe not. Dardoch forced to take it, actually, as Apex apply nice pressure. Spears sailing in, but no one's going to get clipped. And major buffs will respawn soon. Cloud Drake up in 10 seconds. Baron up in a minute 30, so 120 after that. Apex going to go ahead and take what's effectively a free Drake, given that they've opened up all this space.
And especially given how much time Ray has had in these side lanes, because Lolo, his team started falling behind, he had to group. He's now down a level. You know, this guy was massively ahead as far as farm, and the farm gap is really closing a lot here too with the global gold.
You'll need to be careful. Yeah, Shrimp is going to ride in, gets ulted to the face there, but Matt stunned up again. Shrimp going to zone them out, and Matt's already dead as Key takes him out. Huge flush down there in the backline to Shrimp. Ulti's back in. Fabi is going to go down as well, and Dardoch scattered to the wind as Lola gets a big ulti, but he's going to die for it. Keen gets himself a double.
And they're pinging for the Nexus. They're looking to end the game. They capitalize huge on the flash that was down from Fabi. We talked about it. It was blown in the top lane dive. Ray comes up massive.
Apex finally make the big plays and look to charge down for the end. Phoenix, good pull, but Shrimp's going to keep chasing down. He's going to zone him away. Dardoch and Phoenix, can they hold here? First in, he's going to go down. Dardoch leaps in. Are you crazy?
He's trying to delay. He needs to make something happen. He knows they need more time. Matt is now up. Fabi is up in 12, so it's at least going to be 2 inhibs. Doesn't look like they can end, though.
Want to maybe, if they can get another pick, maybe they can. Ulti's not quite back up yet. Phoenix proto belts just to try and shove them off. The second inhib's going to go down. Starlands in onto Shrimp. Special, though. Going to look to maybe turn it around. He faces the mounts on the Shrimp, but Dardoch manages to get the kill.
How is Dardoch getting away playing like this? He's essentially being a frontline Nidalee, and he's still going.
TP as well. Fabi lands an arrow. Dale's special, and there's a double in for Dardoch. Ray going to get himself chased down as well as the Poly forced to flash out, but Lolo going to chase him down. Keen's going to get chased out as well as he misses the ulti on the Phoenix. Phoenix lands himself the shutdown, and Lolo going to chase him away. Ray does escape because there's no CC left, but Lolo should be able to lock down Apollo if he doesn't go Mega too soon. Needs to leave. The boomerang's not going to land. Mega now going to betray him, and Apollo gets out.
But they are going straight for the Baron, and although I think Dardoch played that ridiculously well, they're not out of the woods just yet. They will get the Baron, but they did lose 2 inhibs.
All right, well, this topsy-turvy game is going to keep going back and forth. TL all but even up the gold lead. as they secure themselves some nice kills, and the Baron. Ray is busy with the big wave that was bottom lane. But Apex did take those 2 inhibs, don't forget, so plenty of pressure. TL, I think, forced it to clear out some super minions for a few minutes with that Baron buff.
Yeah.
So Elder Dragon's coming up, getting kind of late into this game, and I think we'll have another reset as the game is almost back to even.
I actually can't believe how Dardoch was able to get away with playing that aggressively. He's playing up in their face the whole time. How do they never turn around and kill off Dardoch? I don't understand. You know, Keen and Apollo are still very healthy. This is Dardoch diving forward. Where's Ray? Taunting the Nidalee right there who has no Zonias. Make a turn. Instead, they just decide to run away when this team has so many slows. They have Rylez on Dardoch. They have the Frozen Mallet on Lorlo. And Apollo actually should have died here, but Lorlo turned away thinking he had killed him with that boomerang, and it was spell shielded. So that would have been another kill, but you know, this is a team you cannot really run from because there's double Rylez, there's Frozen Mallet, there's so many slows.
As Ashe just has slower than all the
Braum.
autos.
I think they could have turned and probably killed the Nidalee very quickly, and Dardoch playing with a little disrespect, and he gets away with it. That was honestly an incredible series of events from Dardoch. The fact that he played that aggressively and made it work, extremely impressive. And
it is more of a carry-style jungler. You mentioned that, you know what, he doesn't really bring big initiation or tankiness to the team, but he does bring a good amount of damage if he can weave expertly through the fight. So, 4-item Nidalee, nothing to scoff at as Apex are trying to knock down that final inhibitor turret here in the bottom lane. TL, though, don't want to let them. They are busy kind of clearing out supers for a little while, though.
Still, don't let that fight trick you. It is still team fight advantages for Apex. You know, they were having many members who were low, but it's looking like the initiation coming in from TL. Here comes Phoenix.
Big commit once again. Lawless needs to charge up some rage here. King gonna try and zone them off. Ray does have the ultimate to join, I believe. Phoenix proto belts in, special. Gonna get Hemo played with the ultis down. Shrimp gonna threaten in. Wait for the Cosmic Radiance. Goes into the backlines and forces some flashes. Raw multi out from Matt. TL looking good, but Shrimp goes in. King with a massive ulti, and Lawless too late in for the Mega. Ray zoning him out in the backlines. Lawless gonna die, and Ray soaks up so much damage. Fabi caught the miasma. He's absolutely dead as Keen nails himself a double, and Apex win another fight.
And that should be it. They didn't just win the fight with the base open. Dardoch may be able to win this duel, but who cares? It's 4 members pushing down to look to end here. Long res timers, big Sipper should be able to do it.
Shrimp getting a little cocky there, kind of laughing at Dardoch, just trying to zone him out of his own base at this point. Dardoch might be able to do something, but Shrimp's just going to dance and make sure he stays here. The rest of Apex are trying to win the game, and here they go, putting down the Nexus turrets, and this should be game number 1, Apex.
That is it. Apex with a bit of a statement game here, not going quietly into the night, and they still are in contention for playoffs. They must win here, and it's a damn good start.
We talked about the draft looking good, and the early game may have betrayed how good that draft looked, but Apex proved us wrong. They find the key fight there as TL